One of the things that I'm going to need to do for my Borg costume here is have a DC motor that is running both forwards and backwards. And that the last video had the motor with those gears geared down, and that's going to be a scanner that I want to have some sort of attachment on going around and back and forth. And I don't want it just going, one direction. I want it to actually be able to switch both ways, and I want to be able to control how it does that. So the thing that I'm going to build here is called an H-bridge. Now this is a double pole, double throw relay. And what that means, I don't know if I can actually show you this. I don't know if you can see the schematic on there. Let's see how close I can get that. There we go. Okay. Now on the left, pins 1 and 16, those are for the relay itself. So you give power to that. This is a 12 volt relay, but 9 volts does work, I found. Now pins 4, 6, and 8, that's an on-off-on switch, where pin 4 is the common, 6 and 8 are the two other poles. So naturally, when the relay is turned off, 4 and 6 are connected. When it's turned on, 4 and 8 are connected. Same thing with the one on the bottom there. We've got pin 13, 11, and 9. 13 is common, 11 is naturally on, and 9 is active on. So I actually scavenged these off of, I think it was some old computer parts. I don't know. I know that I didn't buy them brand new anyway. Okay, so what I'm going to do is explain how an H-bridge works and how I can do it with just one of these. So the way that it's going to end up is we're going to have one button, so one button in the control panel for the power, and another button for the direction. So naturally, when I push the one button, it's going to turn the motor on in one direction, the one that is naturally on, and then when we push the other button, it will activate the relay and have it go in the other direction. Let me explain how this works. I'm going to draw a bigger schematic here. So this is the relay itself, the coil, okay, just draw that there. And then we have the 3 pins, or the 6 pins rather, and I'm just going to redraw what this kind of looks like. So here's the relay itself, or the switching part of it. So naturally, like currently in its current state, these 2 pins are connected with each other, and completely separately, these 2 pins are connected to each other. And then when the relay is activated, this switches over to this one switches over to this one at exactly the same time, which is perfect for building an H-bridge. So the way this is working, this is going to be on a separate power source. This is going to be the 9 volts. Yay. And the motor itself is actually going to be connected directly to this pin. How do you draw a motor? I don't know. We'll pretend that that's a motor. Okay. And it's going to be connected to that pin. In order to get this motor to turn in a certain direction, we're going to put the VCC there, like the positive there, and then, the negative, the ground, right there. By doing this, we have the power, and now I'm going to do this in conventional. The power comes in, goes around, goes this way, so from positive to negative through the motor, and then out, down to ground. So that's great going in the one direction. Now what this will do is when this is flipped over, we're going to have this one go to ground, and this one go to the positive, to VCC. VCC. The way that's going to work is we'll just imagine that it's flipped over here, and this one's flipped over here. The way it's going to work is that then there's the positive is coming through here and just going the opposite direction through the motor, and then down to ground. So to simplify this, the way that I'm going to wire the actual relay is by connecting these two pins with each other and these 2 pins with each other, and then this one goes to the positive end of the battery and this one goes to the negative end of the battery. It's as simple as that. So these ones And from the positive power here, I am going to add a button, okay? So this one here is for the power, okay, for making the motor go. This one here, we're going to have a switch going to our power, and this is going to ground. So this one here, because this is the coil, this is what will flip these two relays to the other pole. This is the direction, this is the power. So I push this button, it connects with the power, so the positive, connects, circuit completed, right there. I push this button, it triggers the coil in the relay, everything flips over to the other way, and then the motor, because we have the positive here, runs the opposite direction. Going crazy again. Oh, no, there we go. Because it's from the switch. Remember, this is still switched. This is connected, right? This is connected here. So the switch turns on the power, goes in through, and works that way. So I hope this kind of makes sense. This is how I'm going to wire these guys. I think I might just do a couple of them in case one of them breaks or something. And that is how you get a DC motor, a direct current motor, to spin both directions on one circuit without having to, manually flip them around. You could technically do this with two relays. It's really good to do it with a double pole, double throw relay just like this, because you're pretty much guaranteed never to short out the circuit. The normal, you know what, I'm going to go one step further here. You can skip to the next video if you're bored now. I wouldn't blame you. This is the extended version, okay? The reason why it's called an H-bridge is because you have your load here, okay? You have a switch, another switch, or a button, I guess. Another switch here, another switch here, and this goes to ground. Okay, this diagram makes a little bit more sense. So what you do in this case is to get it to go from, to get the motor to go one way, to get the power to go through this way, you close this switch and leave these two open. To get it to go the other way, so it's going through that way. To get it to go the other way, you close these two and the power runs through this way. But if you close this switch and this switch at the same time, you have a short circuit. And that's what you try to avoid, or that's what you do avoid by using a double pole, double throw relay. And that's how an H-bridge works. That's what I'm going to build. I actually have several more of these, which I'm really excited about. I might just wire them up because an H-bridge is a very valuable thing when building little electronics like this. And it keeps it safe, it saves your batteries, and it keeps your suit from, your costume from catching fire, which I think they frown on at expos. Am I wrong? I'm going to go and build this now.